In tonight's program, we're going to see the ways, even if they're only a few, in which Bernie Sanders is similar to Donald Trump, or Donald Trump is similar to Bernie Sanders. And I'm not talking about the hair, and I'm not talking about their age. By the way, off camera, Billy Bob, Bobby Sue, some of our audience here, we're having fun with all of the puns, and I promise that I will not degenerate into that. No, I'm not going to do it. You know, burn, Bernie, burn. He's ignited the crowd. Burning Sanders. Feel the burn, as you'll see in the interview here coming up with Chris Como. The fact of the matter is, if you are a Democrat who really pays attention, then you're aware of what's going on with Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. If you're a Republican or an independent that's really focused on what's going on, you're looking at Donald Trump and the Republican primary. An independent might be also looking at the Democrats. The point is this. This is a year of massive voter discontent. This is a year where people from both parties and people who are not registered with one of the two major parties have expressed their vitriolic anger, sometimes hatred, of what the political establishment has done to this country. The establishment of both parties. And some people are starting to figure out that at the highest levels of government, there is collusion between the Democrats and the Republicans. As the late Howard Phillips used to say, God rest his soul, there is not a dime's worth of difference between them. Howard Phillips was the founder of the U.S. Taxpayers Party, which has since renamed itself the Constitution Party. Howard was right. In so many situations, there is not a dime's worth of difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. As he would say, and then I'll go back to Bernie Sanders, he would say the Democrats are taking us over the cliff at 100 miles an hour, and the Republicans are saying, no, 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 let's go over the cliff at 60 miles an hour. But I digress. We're going to play a clip. We're going to play a series of clips. This whole program is going to be dedicated to taking a look at Bernie Sanders. And as you'll see, listen to the words that he's about to say, and then think with me about some of the words that you've heard from Donald Trump. Play the tape.
So, do you remember when we first started talking about this election many months ago? You weren't sure that you wanted to run. You were not sure, you said, that there was an appetite in this country to discuss the problems between rich and poor. How surprised are you by hashtag feel the burn and all that has followed?
Chris, our message has resonated much faster, much further than I thought it would. And I think what the American people are perceiving is there is something very wrong in this country when ordinary Americans are working longer hours for lower wages, when we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of any major country on earth, and almost all new income and wealth is going to the top 1%. And then on top of that, people see that that rigged economy is sustained by a corrupt, and I use that word advisedly, a corrupt campaign finance system that allows billionaires today to spend as much money as they want through super PACs to elect the candidates of their choice. And all over this country, and it's not just Democrats, it is conservatives, it is Republicans are saying that is not what America is supposed to be about. So if you're asking me, why is it that our campaign has created the kind of momentum that it has, I think we are touching a nerve with the American people who understand that establishment politics is just not good enough. We need bold changes. We need a political revolution.
So you have centered...
You see, he has touched a nerve. People do recognize that there is corruption, collusion, that there's something wrong in this country economically. All right. By the way, we're going to focus most of the time on economics on this program. And then we will show you at the end kind of the tragedy that is Bernie Sanders. So, Bernie Sanders said, I don't even know if there's a stomach in America to talk about the economic differences. The fact of the matter is that there is a growing, unbelievably powerful elite that are rigging the game to suit them. That's one of the reasons why people are so enthusiastic about Donald Trump. As crazy as it is, the fact that he is a multi-billionaire makes people like him more because he's self-funding his campaign. He's not asking for mega PACs, super PACs. He's not asking for his billionaire buddies to run hit pieces. He's saying, this is who I am, and I'm not looking for big money because I won't be bought. I won't be paid for. Bernie Sanders is not a billionaire, but what Bernie has going for him are literally hundreds of thousands of donors giving $25, $50, $100. And he's not going to be bought and paid for. And he has accurately pointed out, as we'll see in not just this clip we just saw, but in the other clips, that Wall Street, the banking cartels, and Washington, D.C. have worked together to ensure that the rich get richer, that when some big crisis happens, like with AIG or Chase, or that the wealthy don't go to prison for any wrongdoing, that they don't lose their wealth. No, the U.S. taxpayer, we bail them out, they get richer, and we get poorer. What's wrong with this picture? That's what's driving Bernie Sanders' campaign. I'll be right back.